Hello everyone, my name is Sofia Deambrosi. I'm a class of 2014 graduate from University of Exeter with a BA in Business Economics with Proficiency in Portuguese and with industrial experience. Now, I am now an investment professional in private markets investments at Brunel Pension Partnership based in Bristol. So my course was particularly good for me because of the flexibility it gave me. I could do the standard mandatory theory of economics modules, which are very important and give you a really strong base. But I wanted to do a bit of advanced mathematics and derivatives and portfolio management, but also some social policy, and I also wanted to do a language. So this degree really allowed me to have a really rich economics degree with the things that I really wanted to do, but also allowed me to do a language. Also, the 4-year degree allowed me to do a year in industry. And that was undoubtedly one of the most important things about the degree as well. So having a year of being in that kind of first city job, for me in my case, where I wanted to go and try out London, try out the city, try out asset management in my case, see if I liked it and see if it's something that really actually suited me. It did seem to be where everyone was going, and it did seem to be somewhere where, like, you know, you could be well paid and do something that was really interesting. And I thought, do you know what, actually I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to try it out here while I'm still at university, and I've got 14 months to do this, and then I can go back to university and look into the modules that I really want to do to make sure they complement my experience. And that's what I did. So my experience was really great at UBS, I think, aside from obviously everything I learned from the job itself. So I worked in derivatives sort of trade support, which was interesting, very interesting, but also made me realize just, I guess, how important it is to make the most of university, because once you finish and you get a job, then, that's what you do for the rest of your life, and you'll have a career. And so at the time I thought, oh God, I just really want to go back to university and study really hard, but also make sure I enjoy myself and make sure I take advantage of all these things that I can do in university that the university offers. So I came back from my placement year at university and I made sure I made the most of it. So I was studying really hard because your final year grade is very important, and I wanted to make sure that I was also learning. But I was part of the rowing club, and that was incredibly important to me because to date I still row, and I am in a sort of semi-professional club and team at the moment where we've got to the Henley finals and Henley quarterfinals for years, and it has been fantastic to be able to improve in a club in a city, and I wouldn't have been able to do that really from scratch had I not started rowing at university. University gave me the chance to have that time to invest that time to become to go from a very novice rower into a sort of half decent rower. That I could then come to a club and be like, look, this is me, can I train here, can I get better with you guys? So in my case it was rowing. For other people it's different things. It's music, it's other sports, it's the expose. So it's just different experiences that allow you to A, identify whether it is something you actually like, and B, maybe be something that you want to maybe turn into a job and maybe turn into a career. So it doesn't have to be that your career is defined by your degree. It could be that your career is defined by other things that you may do at university as well. So incredibly valuable experiences all around, not just your degree. I finished my final year, or I came into my final year not really knowing what I wanted to do after university. I was just a bit baffled by, do I definitely stay in banking / asset management, or do I want to do something more businessy? And I just decided I wanted to become a chartered accountant and then figured it out later on. So to a certain extent just pushed it forward a little bit, but also just decided that having a qualification on top of my degree could be very valuable. So I moved to Bristol, which was a city that was more aligned with what I like. I'm a very outdoorsy person. I love the green, I love cycling, I love rowing. And I wanted to cycle everywhere and walk everywhere. It's not something that you can do that easily in London. so I moved to Bristol and I got a job at, I started my career at PwC in assurance, and I became a chartered accountant. After a few years, and after qualifying, I moved into a kind of digital technology innovation focused role, and I started running an accelerator program for small high growth companies in Bristol. And that program had been initiated in London, so my team was in London, but I was running it in Bristol. And that gave me really valuable insight into private companies and their kind of need to raise investment and how they go about it. And I learned a lot about private companies. And therefore, I then moved into Brunel Pension Partnership, and I started working in a private equity environment, mainly focusing in private equity at least, and slowly moved then into infrastructure, and it's what I do now. But my career transition, I guess, was unique to me, to myself, and everyone is going to have a different experience. But I just think for none of my friends and none of the alumni I know, there is never a wrong decision. Sometimes you have loads of options, and you're looking into various possibilities as to what to do after uni. I think the only mistake is to not do anything. I think if you have options then, and you're not sure, then just pick something, because that will lead you into something else. And as long as you're doing something you enjoy, it's always going to be the right decision. And no one apart from you really actually knows what you want. So I think that's really, really important to know. I think a lot of people leave university thinking they're going to go into a certain job or into a certain career because everyone else does that, or because of the money, or for the wrong reasons. And I think if it's something that you're going to develop to do the rest of your life, it is something that you actually have to enjoy and to find interesting more than anything. So I think my one recommendation for students before university, if you can, is to have a job of some sort. I think a really, really important quality in people in the real world is resilience. And I think resilience is built from a younger age, and people that learn to have a job with a boss and respect rules and arrive on time and wear a certain outfit or whatever. It's just having those kind of guidelines in your head, and also getting through some potential tough times in a job from a younger age. I think is really important to learn and to get through that. And for employers, is something that is really valuable. Or personally for me, I would always look at people that have had a lot of potential changes in their kind of younger lives. So either maybe moved countries, or had to adapt to a new city, or had jobs when they were young and therefore had that experience. And I think that's something that you can gain before university, sometimes with and I'm not saying a very complex job, but just something that will teach you those small lessons. And I think at university, my one recommendation is try and make the most of it. As I said, try and enjoy the degree and try and make sure you make the most of it. But also try and make sure you make the most of the rest of the university resources. So if you're into sports, explore them all. There's some amazing facilities. If you're into music, explore that angle. And just look into what the university has to offer, because there is a lot they can offer. I hope that was any use. I am on LinkedIn, so get in touch if you'd like. And thank you very much for your time.